They can hear us, so they can hear what we talking about. Now I understand why y'all couldn't hear me. I looked over there and I saw the mics turned all the way down. So that's right. We're talking about self-respect, and y'all know what? It's this what this show is about. It's about being live, being honest, and just being vulnerable and being ourselves. But let me tell you, at least I know that I got people out here who love me and support me because you all are texting me to let me know that she needs to turn the mics up. So if y'all can hear me, y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Y'all go ahead and add the comment button in there. So as I said earlier, this is my boy Jay Daniels. Jay Daniel is a father of four.
Four
Father,
boys.
he got four boys. He didn't have a little girls like me. He got four boys. And so now, he's a happily married man. I met Jay at the boxing gym, where our boys were boxing together. Mine knocked Hills out, and then Hills knocked mine out. So mine went and knocked out three of his little boys one day. And I mean, we just had great conversation, and I have a lot of respect for him. And we're just going to jump right into again, so that the mics are up now. So we're going to jump right back into Jay telling us about his self-respect because his story is so powerful, and we're going to hear so many chapters out of his Bible. Not all of them, because we only got 45 minutes and 50 minutes. But he's going to share some of these. So, Jay, once again, when was that turning point where you decided, I have to respect myself differently than what I've been doing because I want some different results? When did that begin to take place for you?
When I had hardships in my marriage is when that turning point hit. And it was like, do I want my family or do I not want my family? So, that's when I started digging deep into self respect, self esteem, self care, those things, the positive affirmation, and different things to build my self respect for myself, for my family, for my wife.
Okay, so it sounds like, are you saying that helped you begin to shape your understanding of self-respect?
Yes.
Okay, so elaborate a little bit more on that. So without going too deep into what the actual personal problems were, so how did that shape it? Did it shape it like a triangle? Did it shape it like a circle? Or did it shape it like what Jay wanted to shape it like? And then just share a little bit more.
It shaped it how Jay wanted it. A lot of times in life, we we can't reach our full potential until a hardship hits.
Ain't that the truth?
So never even digging into it, never even thinking about it. When it did happen, it was like, okay, it's time. It's time to push forward. It's time to get your mind right. Let's start really digging into this and taking care of yourself in order to be able to take care the people around you.
Now, did y'all hear what Jay just said? Jay just said he got to take care of himself first and then take care of the people around him. So I'm going to take care of myself first, and then we're going to go take a quick break real quick. I got these promos going. We're going to promote the TikTok that we're doing. We're going to promote the new podcast. We're just going to promote all these products. Check out this next video right here, and we'll be right back to you. Come on, y'all. Y'all, welcome back. Let's give it up for the director. She remembered to cut the mics up this time. Whoa, whoa. Let's give it up for her. All right, y'all. So Jay had talked about what self-respect is to him. And then one of the things that he talked about in so many words was Jay talked about setting these boundaries, right? around himself and making sure he takes care of himself first. So Jay, let's talk about these boundaries that you set for yourself first. You know, let's dig into those a little bit. Now tell me a little bit more about these boundaries that you begin to set once you realize that you're in this marriage, you're this dad, you're this role model. What are some of these boundaries that you begin to set for us?
The first boundary is waking up every morning to positive affirmation
Mm,
and get my day started off with a prayer. Positive affirmation. I guess you can call it a little piece of yoga.
okay.
just
Okay.
uh, just get my day started off with a positive peace of mind.
Okay, so now that you're setting this positive peace of mind, right? Man, I love that. I love that. Real quick, do you tell Jay you love Jay in the morning?
No, I do
You
not.
know, okay, well here is a perfect time. If anybody know me from TikTok, anybody know me from real life, I always say your name in third person. We're not in English no more. We all done got that high school diploma. That ones that are listening over 18. So if you don't mind, just say, Jay, I love you, Jay.
Jay, I love you.
Man, that is something beautiful when a man expresses to the world how much he loves himself. So, with you doing that and understanding, and you doing these positive affirmations, real world kicks in sometime, right? During that positive time, how do you recognize when, wait a minute, I'm trying to sway back into that old person? What are some of the tools that you use to pull yourself back into that positivity? And give us a couple examples of situations where you had to pull yourself back out of that.
Um, when it comes to those situations, is when I really stop and think, really take time. I'm not so quick for action now. I'm more of a laid back. What's the consequences? You know, what is going to happen if you take this, if you do this, if you do that, what's going to happen? So I'm more of a backseat driver now. You know, take it one step at a time
Okay.
without the negativity.
Okay. So being a man, being able to sit in the back seat. So are you sitting in the back seat like you in the Uber, or you sitting in the back seat like you in the Maybach? You know what I'm saying? Because there is a difference, right?
Yes.
In the Uber, you paying somebody you don't know to drive you around. You have to go through an app to connect to them. If you in a Maybach, that means you own that place and somebody else is driving you. So which one you doing?
I'm in a Maybach.
That's what I'm talking about. So how did you get in this Maybach like that?
Uh, by paving the road, by taking those steps to get to the Maybach lifestyle. You know, I put aside the Uber concept and got in the Maybach mindset. You know, once you set your goals, you chase them. So I chase Maybach dreams. So I'm there now.
I love that. I love them Maybach dream. Man, and so just so people understand, is that Jay, you're an extraordinary man that's in this world of ordinary people. This is what I mean by that. He's chasing Maybach dreams, but he lives the Maybach lifestyle. What I mean by that is Jay puts himself first. Jay take care of his family, right? And we heard Jay talk about his four boys, and he's setting that model for them. And so with doing that, how are you doing that? Like, what is your career field in and stuff like that?
Um, I work in wastewater facility. I'm a mechanic, pretty much working on pumps, submersible pumps, and just working, making sure the flow wastewater is being contained properly and put back into reuse for um, recycled water, which is your reclaimed water for watering your grass.
Wow, reclaimed water, recycled water, and then drinkable water. That sounds like where you work at and you're working on these pumps and you're having to make sure they work. You have to set boundaries in these pumps, right?
Yes.
Because without these boundaries, that water that's supposed to be watering somebody's grass could actually end up in somebody's sink, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so isn't that kind of like how life is?
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So setting those boundaries and doing that because, hey, if my pump for the love of me isn't pumping properly, right? I just may cut on the wrong pump and hit the wrong switch, and I may putting water for grass into my system and wonder why I'm getting these watered down results with no nutrients in it. Okay, and so I feel you on some of those boundaries, man, because boundaries are something else. Now we did talk about you are a father of 4 boys. Let's talk about them boys. But before we get into them boys real quick, man, let's take one more break. Your boy getting caught mouth over here. Take me a quick drink. Y'all check out this next little piece right here. Just a little something that we put together for y'all. Hey, you're listening to and watching. Welcome back to the New Black Church, where your Bible is where your story is your Bible. And let me tell you, we are blessed with the presence of Jay Daniels, and he is sharing some real powerful chapters and also some books out of his Bible of self-respect, of being a father, a husband, being himself. Now we done dug into self-respect when it comes to Jay as an individual. Now we're gonna dig into Jay being self-respect as being a dad of 4 boys. So Jake, tell us, your boys, their ages, stuff like that. You can share their names if you want to. And what is it like raising 4 mini-me's that act like you, bro?
Yes. My oldest son is 20 years old, and then it's 10, no, 11, then 10, and then 7.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Which one your favorite?
The 7-year-old.
Seven. Okay. So why is the 7-year-old your favorite?
He a spitting image just like he done been here before.
Okay. Okay. And so with him being here before and that's being your little favorite, what do you have to do for you to make sure he's taken care of? What's some of those examples?
Uh, like just being positive, letting him know that the sky's the limit for him. Letting him see it through me getting up every morning, going to work. Supporting him in everything he does. So pretty much just paving that positive road for him.
Okay, I like that. So is he a inside kid that's playing video games all day, or is he outside playing football, track, basketball, or is he a little bit of both? You know what I'm saying?
He outdoors. He don't really like video games. He'll play them when he gets stuck, but he an outdoor kid.
Okay. So we got your favorite. Okay, let's talk about the other three, because I think my son knocked all of them out. So you pick anyone you want. Pick anyone you want.
Uh, Lindsay, the most
Okay.
challenging one. So with him, I just have to take a step back and just keep reinforcing the positive to him.
Okay.
He one that just pushes the button, pushes the button, pushes the button.
So just out of curiosity, they say that our kids are our DNA. Do you remember pushing any of them kind of buttons that Lindsay be pushing?
Nah, I think that all come from mama.
That all,
That all come from mama.
That all come. So what you saying? You gonna have mama come from behind the curtain? Say, man, this our first show. We want to make it to the next show, man. We don't want to go through nothing like that. Okay.
So like you say, some of the things that he does do remind me of me, but he just very I gotta push that button. That's just him. It wouldn't be him. If he ain't pushing a button, then he's sick or something.
Oh, that ain't that something? Ain't that something? But for him to be able to push a button, I would say that's something that he learned from you. Peep this right here. In order for him to push a button, he has to know how to respect himself. He has to know how to believe in himself and believe that I need to know more. And so if he's watching dad get up, take care of the family, take care of himself. Well, you know what? I'm going to apologize. Dad take care of himself first. Then he take care of the family. Then he show the kids how to work. You're teaching him and in all actuality, on how to stand up for himself and push them buttons. Because he knows for a fact, if he pushed those buttons and somebody got something to say, do daddy got his back?
Yes. Yes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, it's something about being a dad and believing in our sons and also our daughters. I got two beautiful girls. But it's something about those boys that we have when we really believe in them. And so, but getting back in, okay, so that sounds like that's one, that's two. Woo, we got two more. We got two more. What we got? What we got left?
The last one, well, the third one would be Jared Jr.
I'm about to say, I heard that name Jerry before. Okay, okay, that's Jerry Jr. then.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Very sneaky, very quiet. That's just him.
Now, you know I got to dig into this one because you told me some of your stories at the boxing ring. Cause see, yeah, you smiling, you still look innocent today. So I wonder where did Jerry Jr. get that sneakiness from?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, he very quiet. What I do like is he does keep to himself, and he really do carry the weight of his, because he's the oldest of the youngest three that's
Okay.
still in the house,
Okay.
and he do take charge at times when he needs to.
He does.
Yes.
Man, I could say when I met you and your wife at the gym, I watched the boys, and they were a true representation of a happy home. And that was so beautiful to me, being a new resident of this area, you know, and being one of the first like young families that I met and stuff. I just watched the boys play together, fight together, pick on one pick on two, three pick on DJ. You know what I'm saying? It was so cool seeing that. And that's why I say you were a great individual to bring in on this one, on this self-respect piece, because one of the things that we're going to have to understand and learn in life is that the way that we treat ourselves is the way that we're teaching others how to treat us. And so if we're doing something that isn't good to us, we really shouldn't be getting upset when we do something to somebody else that ain't good to them, because we're the one creating that environment. That goes back into them boundaries that we set. Okay? So that was three. That was three right there. And then we got one more. Let's talk about this last one.
The oldest.
Yeah.
Oh man. Nah, he a lot like me. Very very popular. All the kids love him. He just one of a kind.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah, he just do his own thing.
Sound like his daddy, because his, his daddy shared some of them stories with me, back in the day in Florida, between Clearwater, what's that little neighborhood, Largo down the street. There was a point in time where you can walk to one event to the next event. You didn't have to get in the car and go somewhere. So, hey, man, we done talked a lot. We done ran our mouth for a little bit. I say this, let's go ahead. We got a couple more things to talk about, but we're going to take another quick break and go right into the next. Like I said, y'all give it up for the director. She getting it in tonight. I appreciate the hard work from the team behind the scene that's making this happen. Let's check this out, y'all. Welcome back to the New Black Church, where your story is your Bible. And we're digging real deep into Jay, man. I appreciate you so much for coming out. I appreciate you so much for opening up and sharing with us about you and your family. You done talked about your boys. And now we're talking about building this respect piece. Who is there best to build with but a beautiful woman? So let's jump right into this one. How did you have to build your respect for you to get this beautiful woman? Now let's talk about that, Jay. Let's jump right on into it. So how did you overcome societal pressures? Your boys at the barbershop saying do this and do that with a woman when men don't know women like another woman know a woman. You know what I'm saying? I love it when a man try to say, hey, you should do this with a woman, but you're not a woman, bruh. You need to go talk to a woman about a woman. You talk to a man about a man. But that's a whole nother show, y'all. All right, let's jump right on this one. Here's Jay. So, just so y'all know, I'm just looking at this to be looking at it. We just talking over here. So, now, Jay, on this one right here, what did you do for you to stand out?
Just be myself.
Okay, so what is it like being Jay? What is it like being Jay in a day?
In a
On that day that you got hurt, what was that like?
Uh, more of waking up and chasing the dream. Chasing the dream, I grew up in a two-parent household.
Okay.
Always wanted that for my kids. So in the in this life we live, it's critical that you find the right partner.
Okay.
The right partner is always hard to find.
Okay.
So
You preaching.
we used to work together,
Okay.
and everybody, and y'all gonna make a good couple. Y'all gonna be this. Y'all gonna be that. And there was a gentleman, man. I was close with the family, and he later done passed away. But he like used to go to her and like, listen, take him up on this. I know the family. I know him. I done pretty much watched him grow, and he really did speak highly of me to her. But like you say, once again, it's people seeing that self-respect that you have for yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate.
Oh man, I appreciate that. So you had your Wayne man, didn't even know you had your Wayne man. Man, that's something nice in that situation. So how in that process, so you met her, right? Now about how old were you all? Cause just so people understand how young you are. So they may think that I'm talking to this young cat, look like he about 20, 25. The camera always add a little weight to you. So, well, you about what, 25, 26? Well, what is it?
When I met her, I was about 25.
You about 25? That's what I'm talking about. Man, whoa, those were the good old days. No, they wasn't, because that's when that student loan was brand new. So now, I need them years. So, all right. So you mentioned that you had your wingman, your hype man. You had your own persona that was going on about yourself. What was it about her that captured your attention?
It was her self-respect for herself, the way she carried herself,
Okay.
her smile.
Little boy, you thought about that smile, went straight ching. Boy, you start cheesing hard. That's all right. That's good. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, the smile. What? Okay, so you got past the smile. Now y'all in the conversation stage.
When we got the conversation stage, we just conversated.
Just conversation.
Conversated. It was difficult back then with already having a son, about 6 years old. So, that was critical too in the situation. But she always was there, always that ear, someone to talk to.
Okay. Okay. So, being married, I think it's about 10 years now. How did you all build that respect for each other throughout that? What was that process like? Because, see, y'all 10 years in, this is some stuff that we don't really hear a lot about, you know? And so there is somebody listening or somebody's going to go back and watch this, and they're going to want to know, like, how can I use who I am as a person some of the tools that you all use, they can customize them for themselves and help them stay that long term course like you all are doing.
Well, like you say, it starts with yourself. You gotta build self respect for yourself, build character, build that person that you want to be, so that you can portray that image to your significant other. So no, everything ain't gonna be a slick road. It's gonna be some brick roads there with a couple potholes, but that's where the grounding comes in place. You know, it helps you ground. It's gonna be things that happen, and if you allow those things to push you apart, it will. But if you allow those things to continue your journey to push and make things tighter, I believe that's the biggest point that you can make in any relationship.
Okay. Okay, I like that. If I were to put that together, I would say what that probably sounds like is you all use communication. And sometimes when that communication, with knowing me and the ones who don't know me, I'm super positive. People say I live amongst rainbows and unicorns because that is my thing to do. I love to be in a happy place. Regardless of what is going on, it sounds like something very similar that you all are doing. And you talked about some of the tools that you use to get there, right? But somebody's listening right now and they're like, I don't understand these tools, how to use them, and to begin my self respect. So if you got three things that could help them real quick, right, to help them with that, what are those three things that you would say?
The first thing I would say is get you got to get the positive mindset. That's far most the hardest part, to stay away from negativity and stay in the positivity. So when something starts drawing you to the negativity, you got to shut it down immediately. And two, I would say after you gain to stay in that positive mindset, constant affirmation, constantly congratulating yourself, constantly patting yourself on the back to let you know that you are making progress. A lot of time people don't see your progress because they don't know where you come from.
Right.
So it's all about you. Building, like you say, building that self-respect comes with you. You got to be able to tell yourself, you know what? I tried today. I didn't jump over that hurdle today. I'm gonna jump over that hurdle tomorrow. So keep pushing yourself no matter what the situation is.
Okay.
And third would have to be find someone that can motivate you on a daily, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a motivational speaker, but someone to emphasize on the positive and bring in the best out of you.
Appreciate you talking about me, man. All right, go ahead and continue.
Because if you can get someone to help you pull the best out of you, you continue to push forward and people will start seeing your flower start blossoming.
Okay, okay. So it's kind of interesting that you brought that last point up. I'm gonna go back to the first one. So you gave them three amazing things. How do you handle when those around you that you love and you're told you're supposed to respect your adults, you're supposed to do what your parents say do, you're supposed to do what your grandparents say do, you do what your pastor say do, but you realize, well, some of that stuff that they're saying doesn't work in this modern age today. Yes. It's really traditional and it worked during that time. How do you have that self-respect for yourself? And do you do what you're told to do? Is like you respect them people like that, but disrespect yourself? How do you handle that?
Well, when it comes to you, you gotta be able to carry yourself. So you listen, but like you say, you gotta apply what's gonna help you. If they telling you something that you feel ain't gonna help you, you got the right you got the right to not to apply it to your life. Everybody do respect, so you listen, but you don't have to apply everything that someone tell you to apply. So hey, you got to pick and choose what's gonna work for you and what don't work for you, because it's all about you. You ain't trying to build them again, you trying to build you. So
Wow.
you have to be able to pull out what you need.
Okay, so now, man, it's beautiful what you said that like they should be doing, and then respect them. You know what I'm saying? You can respect them by respecting yourself first. One of the things that I've done, I respect them so much, I moved 1,100 miles away from them. Still love you, I just don't want to see you no more. you know, it's out of love. So now that you've done that piece, I love that second point that you said, that affirmation, affirm yourself. It's but as a black man, as a man who really wasn't given those tools to affirm himself. We was told to affirm others. You put everybody else before you. Now we realizing I have to put myself first, and now I'm standing up to my elders, and I'm doing what is best for me, and stopping letting everybody tell me what to go do. Now I'm in this affirmation phase, right? But I still have this negativity that comes from traditionalism in me, right? What's one of the one things that I can practice on daily that can just help me grow from one number one that I can do two things daily, that I can do three things daily in that affirmation. Just one that they can really get. So if you can't just look right into that camera that's focused on you, and then just let them know what is that thing that they can do for them.
For them, they gotta find what they really want, what they really want in life. It's nothing I can tell them to push for every day. Whether it's your relationship, whether it's a relationship with your kids, you have to push yourself to those stages. You got to figure out what is most important to you. And at that time, you have to push and, hey, it didn't work today. I got it tomorrow. Never looking down on yourself like, hey, I knew it wasn't going to work. Hey, I got it tomorrow. Every day, you just got to push forward. I would say so. Figure out what's most important to them and push forward.
Man, I like that pushing forward, and I love the fact that you said for them not to put themselves down. There's something that I learned through Christianity, right? Because I grew up as a Christian kid, grew up in the Bible, and I learned that I think it's the book of Romans, Romans 9 and 10, that says if you confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, in the Lord and Jesus Christ, you say. I took that and I began to say, whatever I confess with my mouth and I believe in my heart and I say it out loud, that's going to become my reality. So that's where those words of affirmation you was talking about. It's a daily journey that like we go on, and like we take these words and we begin to build ourselves even more using those perfect examples, right? Now, this last one that you said, that's the one that's so powerful by surrounding yourself around people, right? And so
Yes.
you gave a couple examples on that one, but surrounding people, and you gave an example. I think you were talking about me. I don't know. I don't know because you said somebody with a podcast. I got a podcast. You said something about somebody positive. I live with rainbows and unicorns. You know what I'm saying? A field full of them. Because, ain't nothing but in a happy place. I don't bust my bubble. I don't live in a happy bubble no more. I'm just out here hanging out with people, not just being happy. You know, man, how did you get to that point? Because I know growing up in the quote unquote hood or in the suburban hood, whatever they got today, because, it's kind of funny to me for a kid to be hood, but your mom and dad are riding around in a Porsche and a Benz, but you hood, staying in a 4,000 square foot house. But I ain't talking about my kids right now. So doing that, right, growing up amongst your peers and stuff and the peer pressure, because I'm telling you, there is somebody out there that's in their 20s, that's in their early 30s, that's trying to figure this thing out, man. And they're looking for it. They know that it's something different. Even somebody in their 40s and 50s. I didn't get it till I was 45, 46, 47, you know. And now I'm in them 50s. I love it. Got my AARP card, living the good. Everybody can't get well, now everybody can get an AARP card. I had to wait on mine. That's a whole nother, counseling session for me there. But on that last one, building that circle around. Now you said did you say build a circle or just build a group around you?
You build a circle, group. It's all the same
It's all the
scenario.
same. So I like that. So positive people around you. What is an event that happened in your life that helped you realize, you know what, I got to change this circle that's around me?
Uh, just when you start trying to do the right thing, get on a positive roll, you got those same ones that want to drag you into they same lifestyle. So I would say towards when I first got married, when people don't agree with what you do for you, they tend to try to pull you away from it. So that was probably the biggest time I seen a lot of my partners that I call my partners go left.
Okay. Yeah, that's typically what happens. One of the things I learned is that when we build these circles around us, especially the ones that we grew up with, right? Because we really see them the way we want to see them, not the way we actually should see them for themselves, of what we want them to be. And I noticed that when we begin to pull back from them, they begin to push because they realize that, whoa, I'm possibly finna lose this crutch that I've been using to grow, right? And so that is an indication of their self-respect for them and what they're growing through. But yeah, once again, man, we've been going through this. We've been having a great conversation. And but hey, let's go to one more. We're gonna see one of the videos that we seen before the first one that we seen. We're gonna watch that one more time because I like that one right there. And if y'all enjoying, the videos in the background, I got one PSA right before I get cut off. But we're gonna go into this break real quick, and I'm gonna talk about what we do on TikTok real quick. All right, peace out. Y'all check us out real quick. Man, welcome back. Welcome back. I am truly enjoying Jared. I don't know if y'all enjoying Jared. If y'all enjoying Jared, hey, share it, like it, subscribe to it. We got plenty more like these are coming. And if you notice in the background, the videos that are playing, I was given this vision this year. 2023 is all about me. It's about myself. So I've been working on a 11-month series. We're talking about self and a conjunction word. For example, January, we did self-esteem. In February, we did self-love. This month of March, we're doing self-respect, just like I said, men in the background. On TikTok, at the New Black Church, we do. Please follow and like and share it. On Monday nights, we do men only. We do 6 men inside the box. The women stay in the chat and protect. It's one of the safest places on TikTok that we hear about. Wednesday night, we do the same thing with the women. We keep along that same theme. And the women, there's 5 women in the box. They're just me because I'm the host, right? But the men hang out in the chat and they make sure that it stays a positive space and we protect the women. Now we've had these great conversations. We wrap it up on Thursday. Men and women come together and we share that box together. And it's just a positive, uplifting conversation. We're in a day and age where people want change today, and that's what we're providing today. It's giving that space. What I love about technology is the village has went from our block to a block of this world, which is the United States. Y'all on TikTok, we hitting close to 48 states. We in the United States and getting some love out of Canada right now. I'm waiting on Puerto Rico, Alaska, and Hawaii. Y'all come on and show out so I can talk about all 51 states. Look at that. Self-respect for the Women Wednesday right behind us. Now, one of the things we don't talked about, Jay has shared with us about self-respect for himself. He's talked about respecting as him being a father. He's talked about respecting himself as being a husband. And then he's even gave us some additional tools on self-respect. Now, I got to say, I don't think you done all this by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got two black men up here with some big guns, you know what I'm saying, talking. And this is the deal. I would go first and say, I've been to counseling. I had to go see a counselor to help me out with my mental health. What about you? Have you engaged in mental health counseling? And what are your thoughts on mental health counseling to help you with your self respect?
Mental health counseling is great. First thing first is counseling ain't for someone that has a problem. It's for ways to teach you how to self respect yourself, self love, self esteem. It helps build those things. Just because you see a therapist doesn't mean that you have a problem. And that's for personal, that's for relationships, even far as family. Family go to group therapy sessions to build the bond amongst the family. So therapy is great, especially for the black community.
I appreciate that, man, because that's one of the things that we need to understand is this for me on my self respect journey. I've honestly had to realize it takes a village for me to love myself. It takes a village because other people are able to see things in me that I'm not able to see in myself. And so when they're able to do this, it makes me feel like, well, you know what? I got to step it up and reach to what they're saying that I should be doing also. Right. And so I love that piece and I like that piece. So with the mental health counseling, right, that helps. So I share a little bit of mine. Mine came right after I got COVID, and COVID tried to take me out twice, but it's kind of stubborn up here. You know what I'm saying? I refused to go ahead and leave. I had to stick around because I had to create a podcast, apparently, to spread this happy word that everybody story is their Bible. And so mental health, that plays a big role into it also. Understanding that, hey, there are some things that I can do on my own. There are some other things that we're going to need some additional help. Okay. So we've covered your house. There's nothing about a black man that is more awesome that take care of himself, take care of his family, take care of his wife, take care of his kids. Let's talk about our community now. Because if I am correct, you live in the community that you grew up in.
Yes.
So were you a native of? How long you've been here, and why do you see it's important that you come and stay here? Why is that important?
I feel it's important. I was born and raised in Clearwater, Florida, right round the corner. And the thing is, everybody grows up and say, I'm gonna move away, and my past is my past. But we forget about the children that maybe watched us in high school that really looks up to us. And you just never know, one conversation might turn a kid life completely around. I just feel like anytime I can conversate with a kid right here where I grew up, the same place I was told I wasn't gonna never amount to nothing. I was never going to college. I was never gonna make nothing out of myself. So those are the things that we are told. So for me to be able to tell my story to a young man that's trying to make the journey, I believe you're not gonna get through to everybody, but I can definitely change a couple of these kids' lives.
Okay, now like I say, we talked a lot in the gym and we shared a lot with each other. There was one little kid that had a very unique situation. Without going too deep into his situations, the ones that he had with his family and DJ know him too. Uh, what was that conversation like with him?
Just like you say, just positive reinforcement, trying to teach him to channel his negative energy to channel it to positive energy.
Okay. Now, where did you meet him at? Also.
I met him through youth football. I grew up with his uncles, so I knew him since he was a baby.
Okay.
But
Now, youth
definitely.
football, were you like a dad on the sideline, paying your money to sit in the stand, or were you doing something else with youth football?
Yes, I done coach youth football. Right now, I'm a football commissioner through the Dunning Falcons Little League. So just giving back my time and things to the community.
Okay. So let's go back to the young man. See, y'all gotta watch Jay. Jay is, if y'all notice his demeanor, Jay is real chill. He real laid back. He really slick like Jared's Jr. Jared Jr. got that slickness from his daddy. So, he kind of slick. He'll slide in this smooth little stuff that he does. Because we have to understand, we think that these things that we're doing is so real chill and laid back, but they're actually big. Like, do you understand? There can only be one commissioner. You can't have 20 of them. So you had to build yourself up until that point. So what role were you in back when you was talking to this young man? And then how did that make you feel afterwards when you start seeing, different things in him?
I was just his coach at the time.
Okay,
I was just his coach.
okay. And so you was his coach, like how does a coach do that thing? I ain't really coach material. I showed nothing. Athlete, I was a knucklehead athlete, so like what is that like coaching kids in your neighborhood that you grew up in?
Uh, it's hard at times. It's hard at times, but it's the joy at the end of the tunnel. Going to see kids that I done coached through Little League go graduate, go on to college, and make something of themselves, is a good thing to me. And to still see these kids after 20 years and they still, Coach J, that was my first coach. And, it feels good that, you had an impact on some of these kids.
Okay, okay. So, man, this is a beautiful conversation that we having right now, and I'm truly enjoying myself. Man, we getting right about that time that we need to be wrapping up. But I'm just trying to make sure I understand on the self respect thing that like when it comes back to you, just out of curiosity, when you was in high school at Clearwater High, when y'all done had that new building that y'all got in the front now, you know what I'm saying? The new track field, new football field with sponsors, all that good stuff. Did you see yourself being where you at right now?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
Nah.
You did? Ah, where'd you
Nah.
see yourself going?
Uh, if I look back on my time, I always wanted to be like a businessman walking around with a briefcase, or a psychologist, a school guidance counselor, or something of that nature. You
Wow.
know,
So y'all heard him say it. I ain't say it. So just to make sure we heard him, he wanted to be, you know, school guidance counselor. What else did you say?
psychiatrist,
A psychiatrist or a psychologist, and there was one more that you said,
businessman.
and a businessman. So he said he wanted to be a businessman, psychologist, school psychologist, and then walk around with a briefcase. So, you got a smartphone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it got notes on it.
Yes, sir.
You got Word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he got his briefcase on his phone. So he a businessman because he go to work every day and handle his business. Psychologist, he has self-respect. He goes back and gives back to the community, and he talks to the kids and talk to them about his story, so that he could help them while he's building his Bible. He's evolving other young men with his story, right? And then there was one more that you said, psychologist, and then the businessman,
And a school guidance counselor.
and a school guidance counselor. He is the commissioner of a football team, which means he's guiding young youth that are y'all. I ain't making this up. I ain't making this up. I ain't making this up. Y'all heard this man say that's where he wanted to be as a young kid, and look at him now. He's living and walking in his dream just because he chose to have self-respect for himself. Well, Jay, man, I just want to say you have made this first episode epic for me. I truly enjoy you coming out, sharing not only yourself, but sharing your kids, sharing your wife, sharing what you do in the community, and just sharing why life is so great and what you do for yourself. Y'all, this is what the New Black Church is about. It is honestly about sharing our story. It is about going back and looking at those things that we do that make all of us individual. I am on this mission to hear at least 100 million different stories because I believe there's 100 million different Bibles out there. Jay is just the first one. We have one coming. We have an individual coming up every week for you. Now, there are going to be some recording because I got to take vacation because I got kids. But for the most part, this thing is real, y'all. We are going to build this new village across 48 states plus Canada, and we're going to make 51 states by adding in Hawaii. We're going to add in Puerto Rico. Then we're going to add in Alaska. We're going to go from hot to cold and then back down to the beach. Y'all, we're going to have it all here at the New Black Church where your Bible is your story. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, like, share it. Let everybody know that there's something new that's out there that's positive, uplifting, and it's going to bring the best out of you because the best lives in you because I love you. Appreciate you, Jay. I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all listening. I'll see y'all next Sunday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Play my theme music.